I'm actually going to be completely unraveling this and starting again, and you will see why as we go through. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through the top 5 things that I wish I knew before starting a temperature blanket in 2023 as someone who has never crocheted before. This was and is my first crochet project, and there's a lot of mistakes that I made and a lot of things that I've learned over the last 4 weeks of doing it, and I'm going to be running through all of those things. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to be completely unraveling this and starting again, and you will see why as we go through. So tip number 1 is use stitch markers. You're not going to want to count your stitches, and don't be like me and just be like, oh, it'll be obvious where the end is and I'll just keep going, because it turns out it's really not. And you can see this from my current blanket, and you can see how straight this edge is. Just look at this. This is like basically a 45-degree angle, and this side is even worse. So yeah, just use some stitch markers, pop that in at the end, and then you know where to start and stop as you row across, and then it'll be straight at the end and look nice and neat. Thing number 2 is tension. Doing a temperature blanket as my first project was probably my downfall here, because I hadn't really learned how to keep the tension properly, but as you can see, this is like perfect blanket temperature from like about here to here. It's nice and fluffy and beautiful, whereas the first bit looks like a piece of carpet. And I basically got to about here, which was about week 3, and was like, I don't want my whole blanket being like a rug. So I loosened up my tension, and I found a much better tension now, except it looks really stupid because this first bit is really, really tight, and this bit is a much nicer, fluffier texture. And that is why I'm going to be unstitching this, so that I can have consistent tension throughout the whole thing, and it can be consistently like this side, not this side. So basically, in short, don't do it super tight. I was scared that like if I didn't do it super tight like it is here, the whole thing was like gonna unravel or would be really easy to come undone. And that's just not true. Loosen it up a little bit, have it like this, it'll be much nicer and much cozier. Thing number 3 is darning your edges as you go. So like rather than having all these little straggly bits here, just get yourself some needles, some darn needles, and darn the edges as you go. Don't leave it all to the end, or like I did, I left it about 3 weeks, and then I was looking at it thinking that is going to take me a long time, I should just do it now. So I did it, and it did take me about 2 hours, and that's just to do this much of the blanket, and the whole blanket is going to be like 9 foot long apparently. So just do it as you go. It's one little thing every day. It doesn't take very long if you just do it as you go. The main reason I wasn't doing it as I go to start with was because I didn't have the needles. So if you are going to do this when you go and do your first like yarn haul at the craft store, just pick yourself up some needles while you're there. Add that to your list. These were literally like £2.50 or something, so it's not a big expense, just do it. So thing I wish I knew number 4 is finding a good website that you can track the temperatures with every day. I was originally just going to put this on my phone, like go on the weather app and check what the weather was, but that doesn't actually give you an accurate what it was. It gives you a prediction, and you don't know if it's high, low, average, you just don't know. So I found this website, which is Weather Underground. The website is just wunderground.com. You can go on here, you can click more, click historical weather, and then you put in whatever your location is and the date that you want. So it'll have all of the dates sort of up until now. I'll just put in sort of the last week so I can get a bit of an overview. There's a lot of like random pop-up ads on this website, which is a little bit annoying, but like it just doesn't really matter. So it'll do the closest sort of weather station to where you are, and then you can do daily, weekly, monthly. So if I click weekly, it's the one that I like to sort of look at the overview as. You get this nice little graph here where you have the maximum temperature, the minimum temperature, and the average temperature. So I am using average temperature. I kind of asked around what other people were doing on Instagram and stuff, like what would you recommend? And most people said average, because if you track the highs, it looks great for the summer months because you get those high temperatures, or if you check the lows, it looks really good in the winter months, but it'll sort of never really even out. So I went with the average. So far, I've been getting a pretty good. I've got many below zeros, even on the average temperature in the UK. So I'm pretty chuffed with that, to be honest. This is what I use, but yes, they're all in Fahrenheit. So that's going to bring me to tip number 5. So thing number 5 is keeping a very, very basic Excel spreadsheet to track what your temperatures are each day, because You might not find time to do it every day. It takes me about 20 minutes every day to do a full row, but I do like to do it every day. It's like my little morning routine. I get my little dopamine when you tick it off at the end of the day. But if you go away for a week or something, you're going to need to come back and do it. So I set up this very, very basic Excel spreadsheet. I have the link to the website that I use. It's just easy for me to click on every day. I have the date, which I've just extrapolated ready for the whole year. And then I have Fahrenheit, because that website gives you the temperature in Fahrenheit. If you're based in a country that uses Fahrenheit all the time, you won't need to do this next bit. But if you want to do Celsius like I did, I then have the column that does the sort of conversion. And this here is the conversion formula that you need to do Fahrenheit to Celsius. So I put that in, and that's copied over for this cell. So if I click here, it's taking the Fahrenheit temperature, doing this calculation to give me Celsius temperature. And then I've got this here, which is what my temperature gauge is. I've also got this written on a piece of paper, but it's nice to have it on here. And I just sort of did a rough estimate for the colours on Excel to put it next to here so I know what colour to do. This is just more visually for me to look at. You don't actually need to do that. And then we have the done question mark column, which is just essentially, have I done that row yet or not? So as you see, I've done all of these rows, but sort of Saturday 28th of January, not done that row yet. So when I've done it, I just put a yes in, so that if I run out of time to do it, whatever, I can come back. I know which ones I've done, I know which ones I haven't done, and it's all easy. So those are my top 5 things that I wish I knew before starting this beautiful blanket right here. Maybe sort of like 6 months into the year, I'll do another one, because I'll have probably learned and found a bunch more things that I wish I knew how to do right now that I just don't know it yet. So stay tuned for that. And I really hope you guys found this video helpful. I wish there was like more information around when I started this. I think I watched sort of like 10 different YouTube videos to actually find the sort of key information other than just how to do the stitches. So I'm hoping that this video is going to help you guys out. I know it is like a month into January and you're probably thinking, oh, it's too late to start now, but it really isn't. As I said at the start of this video, I'm about to unravel this whole thing and start again. As long as you keep it tracked on an Excel spreadsheet, you don't have to do it all in one go. You don't have to keep track of it. You can do it whenever you want. And as I said, historical weather data, so you can look back on what's already been done this year to do that for your temperature blanket. So if you do decide to do one, let me know, tag me in your pictures. I would love to see them. I love to see what everyone's colour palettes are. I'm really happy with my colour palette so far. So yeah, let me know what you're doing, and let me know if this video was helpful, or if you want to see any other tips and stuff, and I'll see if I can help you out or recommend someone that can help you out. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on when I do post, which I know is kind of rare, but we're going to do it better in 2023. There's going to be more videos. Let me know what you want to see. But that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.